This review will have honor!
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Metagate HAIKU. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front here, we have a nice image of HAIKU. His name is HAIKU from Metagate. On the top of the box, we have nothing. On the bottom, we have nothing. On this side of the box, we have the car mode. On the other side of the box, we have the helicopter mode, and I use that term loosely. On the back of the box, some little lines and stuff and things, ages 15 plus, bloody, 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 and that's basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have HAIKU, and this is Metagate's take on Age of Extinction Drift. And here he is in his car mode. He is packed in car mode. Yay! That always makes me happy. But yes, here he is in his car mode, a nice Bugatti. But let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details on the hood. The hood is die-cast. You have the transparent plastic there for the headlights. You do get a little bit of kind of gappage here, but all in all, not too bad. You have some nice metallic blue going across the bottom. Even the inside of the rims done with that metallic blue, as well as silver. You got the nice tinted transclearance windshields and windows. The side view mirrors are packed separately. You just peg them in, and they also have, I don't know if you can see them, but they have little silver stickers you put on them to make them look all reflective and whatnot. Then you got some detailing right up top here as well. Got the taillights picked out in red, bit of silver back here as well. Oh no, looks quite good. You do have rubber tires. And there is the top. There is the bottom. He does roll, as rolling things should. Rolls very smoothly also. Nice smooth roll. Nice buttery smooth roll, as rolling things should. And for comparison, here it is with the Age of Extinction Deluxe Drift with MPM Bumblebee, with MPM Prime. So you can see how that works out. And here it is with the Unique Toys Prime. So you can see how that works out. And no, I'm not transforming the Toy World version. Sorry, no, not happening. But there you go. Now, as far as accessories go, you do get some weaponry. We get these two smaller blades here, which are done in a gunmetal gray with some silver. And these will end up on his back in robot mode, and these will also contribute to the helicopter mode. So you get two of these. You also get two of these little sets of missiles, which will also incorporate into the helicopter mode. And we also get his two big old swords right here, which look quite nice. Again, done in a nice gunmetal gray with silver along the edge. Looks quite nice, and these serve different purposes for the helicopter mode. But some nice big old beefy swords. Now, as far as storage, yeah, that's not happening. The only thing I've been able to figure out is these missiles do have little tabs. They do fit in these slots here on the sides. So that's a thing you can do if you want to do it, I guess. You know, you can have that going on. That's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. As far as everything else, yeah, there's no real free real estate down here for any of this stuff to go. It's just, it's not happening. But at least you can do that, maybe. You know, missile car. Why not? Dare I say why not? Things you can do if you want to do them. But that is basically it for the car mode, and I think it looks quite good, in my opinion. It works out. Like I said, a little bit of gappage there up front, but other than that, you know, it all comes together quite nicely. I mean, lots of panel lines, but it has to transform, so duh, there's going to be panel lines. Of course there is, but all in all, I think they did a pretty good job here with the car mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? The rubber tires, you can't do it. You can never do it with rubber tires. But let's go. Now, this is an involved transformation. It's not one of those transformations. It's just a lot to do, but not one of those transformations. Thankfully, I'm so happy about that. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to come here to these fenders. You want to pull this section up so you can pop this section out. So come in here and just pull this out like so on that double hinge. Now on this side I broke the tab here. That was my fault because I didn't realize there was a tab that went up into the fender here, so I just kind of yanked it out and snapped that pin. So yeah, that was my bad. So make sure that you untab that from underneath the fender there and bring that out. You can then take these sections here and just raise them up, and that will untab that section from under there and free that up. So do that. Then you want to come back here. These panels will rise up. They'll rise. Then you want to come back here and undo the trunk basically, and just take this and just grab all of this and pull this out and extend all of this outward like so. And he's just going to start exploding right now like that. And there we go. So we're going to flip them over, and now we can start working on the legs. So to get his legs together, we're going to do a lot of flipping. There's going to be a lot of flipping going on here. So what's going to happen here is you're going to take this section, you're going to rotate this around. There's this little panel here you want to flip up. Then you want to come here. This section will flip around like so. You want to take the foot here and just kind of get this. Bring these toes up, bring these down for now. Just get that out of the way. You want to take this little bit here, untab it, and rotate this around like so. And then take this window, rotate this around, and flip that in. Then you're going to take all this. This will flip in like so. You want to take the foot here and just bring it up. Actually, you want to bring it down like this. And then all of this will just rotate around like that. And this bit will clip over this, and there's a tab that will tab into a slot right up in here as well. So just line all that up, and all that will tab in. There's also a little panel here that will flip over. Just take the foot, rotate it, bring it up, bring up the little toe spikes, and you want to make sure that this little section here tabs in to the side of the leg and looks like that. And this panel here will just swing in and tab in right there like so. Then you come up under here, you take this front bumper section, and that will just basically flip inside out and reveal some row body detail for the inside of his thigh. And there you have a leg all done. And second verse, guess what, is just like the first. So just rotate this around, flip this in. The camera doesn't like to focus on this part. There we go. Bring that in, rotate this silver section around. Just kind of get that out of the way. Get the foot out of the way. Again, just bring that up like so. Bring this up, rotate it, and rotate, flip. You can flip all this in, and then bring the foot down, and swing all this around. And all that will just clip in and tab in like so. So the panel will flip in right here. You want to bring up the little toe spikes like that. Rotate the foot, swing it up. Again, just make sure that this little section back here plugs into its home like that. And oops, still side view mirror. These little side view mirrors can pop out. It is a little bit of annoying, a little bit of an annoyance, and you may end up, I may end up just putting a little dot of glue there so these don't fall out anymore. There we go. Pop that in. There we go. Like that. This little panel here will swing in, tab in like so. Then you bring this out, and this will just flip in like that. And there we go. And there we have his legs all done. There you go. That wasn't such a chore now, was it? That all worked out pretty well, pretty smoothly. I am pleased, most pleased. So now, gotta bring his legs down. You can untab this section here. That's going to become his butt in a little bit. But what we're going to do now is we are going to raise this section up, and once we get to a certain point, we can flip these side sections in like that. And what we're going to do here with the hood, this little section will rotate in. Then you rotate this, flip that in, rotate that, flip that in, and then this will collapse down like so. And that will sit right there. So at this point now, we can give him his butt. So just take this section, bring it up. That will just clip in. There you go. Now he has a booty. He's got that drifting booty. So there we go. So now we pretty much got his lower body all situated. Now we move on to the upper body. So what we're doing here is we're going to untab his arms. His arms tab into two places, right behind this forearm, right behind this forearm. So you just untab, just pull it out, straighten out this arm, and straighten out this arm, like so. And just kind of bring them forward. You then want to rotate the shoulders up on this hinge right here. So you want to rotate the arms all the way up, so they sit like that now. Do the same thing on the other side. Just rotate the shoulder all the way up, and that just gets the arms out of the way for you. Like that. You can see his head's tucked in right there. You just want to bring this whole panel up just a little bit, so that way when you bring this down, everything will just, boop, just kind of drop into place there, and that reveals his head. Then bring the arms out to the side. And what's going to happen here is this section right here is going to slide down. Now on one side, the slider is actually pretty cooperative. I think this is the side. This is the side that likes to cooperate. You see it just slides down like that. This side on my copy is pretty tight. But, come on. This side is tight. Come on. Go. Go. Slide down. Go into your home. This is your home now. This is your home now. Come on. This side is very tight on my copy. There we go. That's how you want that sitting. You just want that sitting flush against this panel here, like that. So once you've done that, you can just finish closing all of this up, like so. Then you want to take this rear bumper section. This will just flip down. You want to flip down this little hook. And you're going to bring all this down. You have a little tab that will go into the slot right here. And then you have this little hook that's just going to hook in right here in this notch. Just bring that down, tab that in. If you have everything just right, that should just clip right in. Of course, now it wants to fight me. Didn't fight me any other time, but now, of course, camera's on. It wants to fight. How dare you? How dare you? You have no honor. You have no honor! There we go. We got it. We got it. There we go. And once you do that, these little sections here will flip up like so. I can just kind of get everything nice and squared up. And there you go. That's how you want that looking. And I can just bring that back. Actually, one more thing. You have this little belly plate here. You can just bring that up. That will tab in right there. And then we can straighten his body out. And there we go. It's coming together. It's coming together nicely. Just keep his head forward. We can bring his arms down all the way. Just get them out of the way. So now what we're going to do here is we have these sections that are just going to flip in. And just make sure his head is clear. And then these sections will come around like so and make his collar, just sit like that. So same thing on the other side. Just take this and just rotate it in. Again, be mindful of his noggin. Bring that around. Bring this around, and oops, it popped off the ball joint. How dare you? How dare you? There we go. You have no honor. Of course, everything pops off. Everything goes wrong when the camera's on. But there you go. And that makes his collar there, and now his head will just drop back. And it's funny how they kind of, they cut out the back of his helmet here to perfectly sit over those two posts right there, which is kind of funny. But there you go. You can bring up his little head crest. And we're pretty much at the home stretch here. We just have a little more to do. So we'll bring his arms out for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring his arms down at this hinge here. Then you want to hold onto his shoulder and rotate this section up like that. And then you can close this back up. You can bring the arm back down, and then you're just going to rotate his forearm 180 and unfold his hand like so. You got that all done. The second verse, almost just like the first. But we are going to be bringing this down. Again, just hold that shoulder steady and rotate that up. Close that back up like so. And on this forearm, you have this little silver section here. It just gets flipped down. Then you just rotate the arm out, and you just bring the hand down, flip his thumb around, and that is pretty much it. Are we done? I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo! We're done! And there you have Haiku, aka Drift, in his robot mode. And he looks amazing. He looks like Drift right out of the movie. The transformation works really well. Not a nightmare transformation, which makes me so happy. A little bit of fiddle factor, but overall, a nicely done transformation. Some nice engineering here. And he looks delicious. He just looks tasty. Tasty. I could have this for dessert. But yeah, looks fan-freaking-tastic, in my opinion. But let's get in close here so we can take a look not at his chest but at his noggin. There's the noggin. Oh yes, you can see that face done in a nice gold, nice blue for the eyes there as well. You get the metallic blue going around the helmet there. Lots of detail. Looks great. Looks fantastic. Got the metallic blue there on the chest. Well, some of that gunmetal gray. Of course, you have the samurai armor going on down the arms as well as on the front of the thighs. Some more gold, some silver. Looks really good this side. Done all in silver. You got some bits of gold in there as well. Kind of a coppery color in there also. Just looks really good. Really, really good. Moving on down to legs. Again, a lot going on here. But it all works really well. His big old feet. Also have some paint-apps going on there. Moving up the back. Very clean transformation. The drifting booty. Even his booty has some detailing going on. Some nice detail there. On the back. Looks wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now let's complete the look here, because we're going to bring in these little blades here. And these will just peg into these posts right back here, just to give him the proper full drifty look. They just peg right on. You can angle them however you wish. And there you go. Wonderful. Fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love this guy. Now, articulation-wise, as far as the head goes. Now, the head works weird because you can kind of see how everything is sitting back here. You do get wiggle waggle. Now, if you want him to look up, you have to kind of shift his head forward so you can tilt it up and do squirrel. You can have him looking down. Head can rotate, can do a full 360. Again, you got some wiggle waggle, but again, depending on what kind of pose you want to get his head in, you do have to shift it forward so you can kind of get it turned. It doesn't break things up a lot, but it is something you have to do. And then you can just bring it back and have it sitting nicely right there. As far as the arms go, the arms can rotate, can do a full 360. They can move in and out. You also have this transformation joint here, which allows the arms to move forward. He can bring his arms across his chest, which is quite nice. You have bicep rotation. You have a double jointed elbow there, so you have a nice full range of movement. Now you don't have wrist rotation. What you're rotating is the whole forearm. So the whole forearm rotates, and that facilitates your wrist rotation. So that's how that works with this figure. But the hand can move in and out. It can also move it down, which I love because you can get some good sword pointing poses out of him. Now, as far as the hands go, there is a ball joint at the base of the thumb, and you have a hinge right here as well. And the fingers are just at two hinges, one right here and one right here. So you can get that going on right there. He does have waist rotation. You do have to engage the ab crunch a little bit, because if you don't, then things kind of collide a bit. So engage that ab crunch, and then you get that free rotation there. Again, you got lots of ab crunch going on if you need it. Just make sure that stays clipped in. Now, as far as the legs go, these armor pieces are spring-loaded, and they will shift downward to accommodate the leg movement. You still don't get a whole lot of leg movement out of them. Legs can move forward about that far. You can get back about that far. Again, there's a lot going on here. Outward, you do have, again, these sections here, which kind of get in the way, so outward movement isn't too far. You have a bit of thigh rotation. Again, it's a bit hindered just due to everything, just due to its design. You have a double jointed knee, so you have a nice full range of movement there. As far as the feet go, they can move up, they can move down. You have lots of tiltage, and the toes can also move up and down if you need them to. And of course, we can give him his big old swords. Now, if you want to store these, you can store these on his back. Back here, there is one port right here, and each sword has these posts on either side of the blade. So if you want to, you can just peg these in right here on his back, like so, for storage. Or, of course, you can have him wielding his weapons as a warrior should. And it's the usual tab in the slot of the palm method of weapon holding. And they just plug right in, like so. He does hold them pretty securely. Just plug one in, plug it in, plug it in, and plug it in, plug it in. Plug, plug, there we go. And there you go. You can hack, 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 hack with honor, because he has honor. He has all the honor. And again, when you have this little wrist joint here, you can get a nice sword pointing pose. I love a good sword pointing pose. I love figures that can do that. As far as I'm concerned, every figure that has swords should be able to pull off the sword pointing pose. Now, as far as these little missiles go, I did find a place to store these. I don't know if this is intentional, but there is a slot right back here. This calf, when they do fit. They go. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is intentional storage, but hey, it's storage if you want storage. There's a place for them to go. Hey, why not? Dare I say, why not? Things you can do if you want to do it. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here he is with the original deluxe Age of Extinction Drift. He's a little guy. Here he is with MPM, Prime, and Bumblebee. So you can see how they all look side by side. And here he is with the regular and upscaled versions of the Unique Toys Challenger. So you can see how that works out. And lastly but not leastly, here he is with the Toy World Prime. So you can see how that shapes up. So there you go. So that is basically it for the robot mode, so let's get down to transformation again, shall we? Let's! Because yes, he does have his helicopter mode, and I use that term loosely, but you'll see. But first we need to remove his weaponry here. Now, the reason I'm doing it this way is because this is the way they show you to do it in the instructions. They go from robot to helicopter, and this is pretty much the most natural progression, so yeah, it's the easiest way to do it. So we need to remove all this, move all that, move all that, and we are good to go. So now, to begin, we're going to come back here to the collar. We're going to just take these sections here, and these are just going to just rotate forward, and these will end up just sitting like right about here or so. We'll adjust these a little bit later, but you just want to bring that out roundabouts like that for now. So now we're going to work on the arms. So you want to take the arms, you want to bring it up on this hinge, you want to bring the arm down, you want to rotate the forearm 180, bring that down like so, and you're going to have these windshield sections here, which are going to flip down and then rotate forward like that. And you have this extra bit here, which will fill all this in, and just line all that up, and it all will sit right there, like that. And make sure the hand is flattened out as well, like so. And you got that. Then again, you want to hold the shoulder and rotate this section around, like that. And that's what you want to end up with. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, almost. Second verse, almost like the first. So again, I'm going to rotate this up. I'm going to bring the forearm down, undo this section here, bring it down, bring that around, bring this section down, again line all that up. You want to take this silver section here, you want to bring this up, and then you want to open up this little panel here on the side, and that will allow you to take this and rotate this around like so. You can close that back up. So now you're going to rotate the forearm, and you have two tabs right here which will go into two slots here on that windshield. So just swing that around and it will tab in at 2 points like so. And again, just flatten that hand out. And we got that looking like that in there. So again, you want to hold the shoulder and just rotate this section down. And there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the arms up and we're going to rotate the shoulder forward at this hinge. So use that rotational joint, bring the arm forward, and then rotate the shoulder in right here like that. So that's how you want that looking there. And then you're just going to bring the forearm up, and that will sit right there like that. Second verse is like the first, just rotate that up. Bring that whole shoulder assembly forward, rotate this around, and bring this up. And what's going to happen here is you have a post-port connection here for the forearms, and then this will tab into the other side of the windshield here. I found the best thing to do is line up that forearm peg and plug that in first. And it helps if you get the hands out of the way so you can see what you're doing here with the windshield. And that should all just tab together like that. And you can just bring those hands forward. And yes, it looks ridiculous, but that's the nose of the helicopter. I'm a helicopter! I'd say, it's just the way. So just bring those arms up, so they're kind of covering up his noggin there. And there we go. It makes me laugh. This just makes me laugh. There we go. Let's get all this situated here. You just adjust it, and that's pretty much how you want that looking there. So now we're pretty much done with the upper body. So now we will work on the legs. So what's going to happen here? You want to take the waist again. You want to engage that ab crunch bit and rotate the waist 180. You want to just bring the legs out. Take his butt. Bring that down like so. This whole hip assembly here also comes undone. There we go. Just swings all that down like that. So extend all of that out like that. And just kind of bring the legs down like so. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take the foot, rotate it, and rotate it down like so. These toes are going to get pointed up, and this will sit forward like that. Now there is a post-port connection here for this, but it does not work. It's a very shallow connection, and it doesn't really stay. So that's one thing about the helicopter mode also, is it doesn't stay together all that well. The intent is there, but it doesn't stay together well. Not as well as the car mode does. But anyway, so once you've done that, you take this foot, and this foot is just rotating up, and you're just going to take these toes and flatten them down like that. So that's how you want all of that oriented. So now what's going to happen is you're just going to fold his body up. And what's supposed to happen in theory, you do have these tabs here, which are supposed to go into these slots in the chest. They kind of work, they kind of don't. Again, this doesn't hold together all that well. You also have these tabs right here, which go into slots in the forearms. This is really what's going to hold everything together more so than anything. But yeah, this does not really hold together well. And again, you want to bring all this out. You You want to compress this section in as well. Just compress that in. And you can kind of get all that, you know, try to get all that lined up as best you can. And again, you can try to tab those tabs into the chest, but again, those don't work. And there's another post-port connection for the foot on the other side as well. Again, that doesn't really work all that well. And again, you got these tabs that will go into the forearms. And like I said, this is kind of what's holding this together more so than anything really. So just kind of get all this together as best you can, like that. Then you're going to extend this tail section, like so. This section here will rotate down, like that, to expose that section, and that's pretty much what we're ending up with here. So now, what we're going to do... I'm sorry, this makes me laugh. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. So we're going to take this sword here. So this sword is going to split down the middle into two. You bring the handle up, bring the handle up. And what's going to happen here is, the easiest way to do this is to bring this panel up. And you're going to take this tab, it will go into this slot right here, this one in the back. So, tab that in, you can bring that back down, tab it into place, and you have a post right here that's going to go into this port right here. So you can just take this and just line that up and plug it in. Again, we can adjust the angles here. And there you go. And that's what you want happening there. Second fast, just like the first. Just take this and plug that in. Close that back up. And then just tab this into the other side, like so. And there we go. Oops. That came undone. You stay in your home. There we go. So we got that going on. So next thing we need to do is we need to bring in all of these swords. These will plug in right here on either side, like that, and like that. And you can alternate those if you want to. And you take this blade and it will split and open up like so. And that will just plug in right up top, like that. And the last little touch here. And this will make all the difference. This will make this look amazing. Take little missiles here. I'll just plug into the sides of these sections. So just open that up. And plug that in. Like that. This side for some reason doesn't like to stay on either. There we go. And there you go. There you have Haiku, aka Drift, in his helicopter mode. I don't even want to spin it because it might all just fall apart. But there it is. There's the helicopter mode. Yay. They tried. Okay, they tried. God bless them. God bless their hearts. They tried. They tried to get a helicopter mode out of this. You know, I mean, they got pretty much like the shape going. I mean, you know, it's really, I think, the best they could do. Considering this had to turn into a Bugatti as well as a robot that looks like a samurai, I think this is pretty much the best they could do as far as getting any real kind of helicopter mode out of this. You know, they worked with what they had to work with this design. So, you know, it's not great. It just... But again, God bless them, they tried. Well, let's get in close here. Let's get in close here. You can see the cockpit section there. And that tinted transparent plastic there. And again, he just has his hands in front of him like, I'm a helicopter. It's hilarious. I mean, it's him basically just like in a, you know, in just an extreme yoga pose. But you know what? Again, they tried. They tried. You got the back section there. This just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. You know, like I said, they tried. At least they made some kind of effort. to give him a helicopter mode. He does slide, as flying things should slide. Hooray for sliding, flying, yoga pose helicopter bots. Yay! And for comparison, here it is with the Studio Series Helicopter Drift. Now, obviously, the Studio Series one looks a lot better because it doesn't also have to turn into a car. So this one is way more successful than the Metagate one. But again, they tried. They tried. They got kind of the shape going, at least. Kinda, sorta. You know, they tried. It is what it is. So there you go. So there you have Haiku, and yeah, fantastic figure in my opinion. I absolutely love this guy. The car mode looks great. The robot mode looks excellent. It looks gorgeous. I absolutely love the robot mode. Transformation works very well. It's just good engineering here. It works well. It works smoothly. A little bit of fiddle factor, but nothing to a frustrating degree. Everything works very well. It's not a nightmare transformation, and that makes me very happy. The helicopter mode, again, they tried. It's not good. It's not good at all, but they tried. So I will give total credit where it's due that this company legit tried to make a full-on triple changing drift. They get an A for effort. Quality-wise, the figure feels great. It feels solid. It feels sturdy. You know, again, the helicopter mode doesn't hold together super well, but the car mode holds together well. The robot mode holds together very well. So everything is solid and sturdy. Other than the helicopter mode, everything is solid and sturdy. So yeah, helicopter mode aside, I think they did a fantastic job with this figure, and I can't wait to see what else they put out. I'm really looking forward to what this company will have to offer us. So there you go. Now I picked this up from TF Safari. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. And for all your other Transformers needs, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com. As always, linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love Peace Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below, and I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Metagate HAIKU, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. I'm sorry, Optimus Prime, but I must say, I don't like this Bumblebee. He thinks he is a Prime, but he is not a Prime. Oh, come now, Drift. Bumblebee is a loyal soldier and a good friend. Cut him some slack, he's a good guy. He has no honor. Yeah, now that was just plain rude.